For clicking on this video. As you guys see, we've really been grinding it out with this Blue Dofy deck, and well, a change is coming with this one. We are updating this build. This is not the footage with an updated build. Obviously, we go through test plays, yada yada. But what I'm trying to say is, I am excited for the updated version. Basically, we only surprisingly we only lost one yellow match. It was against the Katakuri, and it was legitly bad draws, not no excuses. But the thing is, we was just like shocked that it can happen with all the rush of just so many yellow wins. But it was like, okay, we could lose, but it's obvious. It's a card game. Of course, you can draw all your Mihawks and stuff like that. It's completely possible. So, and it is funny because I know, as you can see, our opening hand, right? The app tends to have a bit of a consistency with doubling up. Like literally, look at the screen right now. You're more than likely going to see multiple copies of the same card, like over and over again. So it's just funny how we finally got hit with like seeing all our high end cards, but it is what it is. We have, what I'm really trying to say is, let's move from that. What I'm really trying to say is the Moria matchup was really such a struggle, and yes, it's a card game, so we had to realize that we had to draw really well in the Moria matchup, right? So it's kind of the parallel. In the yellow matchup, we kind of have to draw bad, so the deck was doing great against yellow, but for the Moria matchup, we had to draw good for that, for us to get that win. And we're like, okay, we got to adjust here, because you can't expect to just draw like the best sequence all the time, you know? Well, meanwhile, Moria, its engine is just more consistent. It just has an engine for that. So we did some tweaks. And now we just got to test play it and hopefully bump into more Morias, or, you know, play against some Moria players that we might know, yada yada, to really see how the deck can match up against that. But in changing it, we feel that it didn't do anything to harm the deck in its yellow matchup. It should still do good against yellow, but we're trying to make it better so that way it can do better against Moria. Do good, yes, words. But here we are with a black yellow Luffy, and these decks are bonkers because like so many things just be happening. It's weird. All of a sudden, this person's flirting with danger on the brink of death, and they just survive with 9k leader ability power and all this stuff. Things are just happening with this deck. I've seen this deck just go crazy so many times. It don't make any sense, but it's kind of interesting because almost like we're just reading cards and stuff. Almost like a Nell. We feel that you should try to avoid bringing them down to 0 life. Like if they do it to themselves, they do it to themselves, right? Because they got cards to do it to themselves. Because they just want to go ham with that engine. They want to buff their leader to 7 or 9k and have a bunch of Sabo blockers on the board. Now, obviously, thanks to Gravity Tiger Hadouken, we can essentially like stop that for the most part by start bottom decking their blockers and making it extremely complicated for them to get their recycle going, because essentially that's what they'll just do, recycle the Sabos over and over again. It's man, does it look toxic, but you know, the game state, it's like fair enough. All right, sure, you got it. But yeah, don't get them to 0 unless you're ready to really push for the game, or you know you can potentially set up for lethal. If they do it themselves, they do it themselves, but you're just handing them their engine. You're just handing it to them. And then, yeah, they're just going to go crazy on you. See, right now, he had to make a guess. He had to just go for it because he can't really do anything until he can start using his whole leader ability and stuff like that. So it just works in your favor not to overwhelm them and try to like go for their life. It works in your favor. Just got to be mindful. Count the life. I think I've made my point. So here we are. We're playing our Gravity Tiger. We get rid of the 2 characters, and we're going to just get rid of that 1 more character. Yeah, just get off the board. You don't need to be here. We'll put him at 2. He'll gladly take, obviously. And that's it. So we have plenty of life to handle what's in the future. We have a Perona to give our future sight. She is Hockey incarnate. That's a lot. Do we need to save him? That's 2 cards. That's 2 cards, but we do have 4 life, essentially. Oh, wait, duh. A blocker. Why not? Resources, people. Resources. It's better. Oh, he just dropped something else. It's better to just use 1 card than to use 2 cards. That's how it works. Just keep it as a rule of thumb. The less cards you got to use to protect yourself, that's usually the better option. All right. Now his ace is vulnerable, and we can counterattack that ace. Let us get our vision. Ooh, okay. I think that kind of calls for the game. Essentially, if he tries to do any of his shenanigans, we can just bottom deck 2, and then we got a 9 drop and bottom deck that, and then just in case we got another bottom deck card. So I can't see our opponent, coming out of this okay. Okay, so I'm assuming we're gonna get the Boa with the leader ability, and then set up for next turn to just develop a bigger board presence, because that's what the Mihawk would be for. After that, we'll have the Gravity Tiger Hadouken to just really close anything out, just in case if he tries to make some sort of comeback play. We have 4 life, so even if he gets more aces or whatever, it's not something we truly have to worry about. We are going to push for 2 cards out of his hand, and we know we got the Mihawk next to just ultimately get rid of the ace. And if he even finds a way to recycle the ace, well, like I said, we got the Mihawk next, so it doesn't really matter. So he's looking to lose 2 cards out of his hand right now, and then inevitably going to lose that ace. Okay, and we get our 2K counter, because we already know what our next sequence of cards is. Essentially, we won't need our blocker, but it is lovely to just get the blocker back. Oh my god, I love that play. Moria, get Doflamingo, play Doflamingo, get vision. We managed to protect our board. Oh no, another ace. And he goes for life. Dag. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, look, another Mihawk. Well, we definitely can go for 1 swing, probably take the character off the board. And then it's weird, because if we really want to, we can just essentially just keep swinging on him, because we have enough characters on board to make that happen. We have a Duval, we have another Moria to essentially get back a 2K or get back a blocker. Okay, so we're going to go for the aggressive play here. And we took off 2 aces. He has so little cards in hand. Okay. I want to say he has so little cards in hand, and it might have been safe to get him down to 0. But I think no matter what, sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. And if you see that your opponent is the best play, or the only play the opponent can really go for is going for game, sometimes just swinging and hoping that they attack your board might not necessarily be the move. I mean, hey, it could work because misplay, and then it could not work. But I couldn't really see him trying to swing on Moria if he was to just swing at his last life anyway. But I said Moria. Oh my god. Oh no, wait, 2 Morias. Okay, I got hit with an inception. I'm staring at his Moria, and I'm like, wait, why did I talk about his Moria? No. Okay, we got a Moria. Yes. Swinging at, well, there's 3 Morias on the board. Goodness, I'm thinking about the 5K Moria. That's why we didn't swing with it. Anyway, things is happening, shenanigans. That board is full. That life is at 0. but that leader is at 7K, and he swings, and he has an ace swing, but it doesn't matter because he has no blockers, and we got a 9K body along with stackable Dawn. Well, y'all got to see it. It is a GG. Subscribe to look out for our updated build of this Doflamingo deck. I'm excited.